Hi guys, I'm kind of behind the scenes here. I don't have a fancy setup like some of you, so I'm just using my iPhone. I have to get one of those holders, but I just wanted to share with you. I'm doing some really intricate fur that I'm struggling with, so I thought that I would do a little bit of a video here to show you how I'm going to blend this out. There's a couple different ways that I found that you can use the blending brush. It comes with a brush and pencil product, that little, seems like an eyeshadow brush or whatever. It works until it gets loaded, and then once it's loaded, it's very difficult to get that off. Even with wiping it off, you get cross-contamination of colors. So all I'm doing right here is I'm trying to get just a smooth transition between where the mane kind of breaks off the edge of the horse. And it seems like it's a mess right now, but that's kind of what I like about the brush and pencil products. Actually, I like them a lot, and trying to master them, is that these products, it's such an awesome way that you can merge these two colors together just by layering one color over the other, and you blend it, and the next thing you know, you have that middle tone that you're looking for. Some of these hairs that are going up here, I can show the reference photo if I need to, but all I'm trying to do right now is just get the layout of where these hairs are going to go. And up to my left off of the camera is actually my reference photo that I'm going by, and the hairs, it's very difficult because, at least I find it is, because of the transitions between like a beige, then a white, then kind of a cream yellow, and then back to a white. So all I'm doing here is just trying to get my base underpainting down. You see this area here that is all kind of light. That's just done with a brush. That's all it is. And I'll show you here in just a second what I'm talking about. For $1, I bought these brushes. I don't know if you can see them. They don't have a name. Oh, there they are. It's a concealer brush. I don't know if that focuses on that or not. It's an e.l.f. concealer brush. I bought them for $1 and figured I could try them. They start out looking like this when you first buy them, and then after you use them for quite a while, they turn into almost a scrubber. And you can see the difference in the two. Sorry for the camera shake. I'm sitting right behind the camera. You see the two different sizes. Just because of being on sanded paper, it wears it down. So right now I'm going to go ahead and use the longer one. Put a little bit of the blending powder on there. As you can see, there's quite a bit of it on there. What I do is I just tap it off, which is off camera. Here is my gigantic mess I've got going on. And then very, very lightly, let's say you were putting a concealer or like a blush on, you're not going to really push hard. So what I'm trying to do is just kind of work these down in here, and I'm pulling that brown. When I come down into the brown, I'm pulling it back out and putting it up top. You can see how it slightly changes the value. Once I've got that up there where I want it, then I'm going to take the little scrubber brush, this little guy, load him up, flick him off so he doesn't have too much on, and then using from the side, not flat but from the side, I'm just going to use a corner, kind of an old Bob Ross trick I guess from back in the day. He was always talking about using the corners of the brushes, and it works. If you just pull that corner up, all I'm doing is just pulling up that color, the brown, back up into that beige I think I was using. I'm using the Caran cream is what I'm using. All I'm doing is trying to pull this color up. As you can see how it's transitioning. You see the powder, the little specks there? That's actually the blending powder, which sometimes, because it'll pick up some of the pigment, you can use that to your advantage. Now, my board is on a little bit of an angle, actually quite a bit of an angle compared to some, which allows it to kind of slide down. What I do is, since it's up there, I just turn my brush, tap it a couple times, and now I have it on the brush. I can just bring it right back down in there. And all this is all I'm trying to do is get that undertone. I don't know what you'd really call it actually. So I'm trying to get that value underneath to where the mane transitions off of the back right up into the hairline. And I'll do another video here once I start doing the finer details. After I get this done, I'm going to use the ACP, the Advanced Color Pencil Texture Fixative, because a lot of this stuff here is pigment. So if I go back over this area with a brown, I'll show you, because I can very easily blend that back out. The brown I'm using is a burnt sienna from Polychromos. I find that you'll see that it'll start to, I don't know if you can really see that, there's a lot of little teeny dots right there, and what's happening is that's actually sitting on top of the sanded paper, so you get this kind of a chunky look, which I'm not a fan of. But the great thing is now that you have that powdered blender down, it's in the tooth of the paper. It's not going anywhere, it's sitting right in there. So what I do is I go back with the little scrubber that I was using. It already has pigment on it, and then instead of using the corner, I turn it this way and I just pull up. If you have to, you see it's not really pulling the color out like I wanted. So I just go ahead and pick up a little more of the powdered blender and just put it back in there, because what's happening is that some of it was gone from pulling it up. So all I'm doing is just building on my values. One of the things that I love about this brush and pencil product from Aliona is the fact that you can actually paint. You can do your glazing. Like, I can very gently pull this up and change my value. So that way when I come back over this with the hairs of the mane, this will all be underneath. You'll see the highlights, and I'll show you what I mean. Again, this is using the cream. Excuse me while I sharpen my pencil. I'm a hand sharpener, so I like to have control of my pencil. You can very easily blow this off and it's gone. Now I can come back down and I'll show you. I'm not going to do a bunch of it because I have to get a lot of hairs. But all I'm doing is you can pull these right back down into these undertones. Excuse me, into these underpaintings. All I'm doing is just pull the hair right back down into it. You see all your values are still underneath, which is awesome. I just love this product. Trying to master it the best that I can. It's been a struggle time-wise. So then again, you have all these hairs down here. You want to get rid of that. You do have to, remember I said you do have to wipe this off. I'll show you what I mean. I just have a paper towel and I just wipe it clean, just like you would a brush after you clean it. Just wipe it clean. Pick up just a little bit of the blender, the powdered blender, back to the corner again. All I do is just take the corner, bring it down. You notice, see the value change right here compared to over here? All I'm doing is just bringing that value back down, because I have a bunch of little teeny hairs that are going to go right along this ridge line right here where the back of the neck meets the mane. And then I wanted to show you, if you're stuck around, not bored, I wanted to show you something else that I found. Let's say you're using a little bit of brown, and I'm going to do this because I have to add some darker tones here. I'm just scrubbing it in. I'm not following the hair direction or anything. But I'll show you one thing that I found is that after you use these little brushes she gives you, you see how loaded up they get? And no matter how much you wipe them off, the pigment is still impregnated in there. So swirling around to get this value, you'll see these little swirl marks. I don't know if you can see those. Maybe I can move the camera down just a little bit. I don't know if you can see these little swirl marks in here. There's swirl there. You can see the different values. I know you got to be careful. My hands are clean, except for this one special finger that I use. And all I do is I come in here, just like you would a pastel, and just blend it back out. Use your finger just gradually. Make sure your hands are very, very clean. Otherwise you're going to transfer oil onto your artwork. Just very gently. All I'm doing is bringing it back out, and now they're gone. So that's another little trick. Well, thanks for watching.